All right, so Katherine and Terrence, thank you so much for taking a little time to talk about what has probably been one of the greatest events for me. We don't have time to tell the story about how it impacted my life. The Athene Black and Brown Summit has been absolutely amazing. But before we get started, I know a little bit about you, but of course, those who are listening may not know who you are, what you're doing. So Terrence, Katherine, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Sure, I'll start. So my name's Terrence Thames. I am an entrepreneur, father, husband, businessman, but very passionate about people, very passionate about purpose. And part of my purpose is helping minority entrepreneurs, as I have been also growing in my entrepreneurial journey. I helped to start the Black and Brown Business Summit, but and currently I'm also one of the organizers for the Black and Brown Business Summit.
And you're on our executive board,
Yes.
and he will be board chair next year. So
Okay,
that's right.
Terrence.
Yes.
All right, congratulations.
Yeah, God is good.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my gosh. And my name is Katherine Harrington. I'm the very proud president and CEO
Yes.
of the West Des Moines Chamber of
Okay.
Commerce. And our mission is to really put West Des Moines on that national map and international map as the best place in America to live, work, and play.
That's right.
But you know what? We have a lot more minority business owners that are moving to town. We have 50 minority business owners that are part of the chamber now. We started with 4 about 4 years ago.
Right.
But our population is changing. Mid-central Iowa is the second fastest growing immigrant population in America.
Wow.
Per capita. A lot of people don't know that. And in 10 years, there will not be a racial majority in America, too. So populations are changing. We want to be there for our minority business owners to help them thrive, make the right connections, inspire them. And I always like to say, help them become billionaires, because $1 million is not that much anymore. Like,
No, it's not.
It used to be.
But now is where we're going now.
Yeah, but now we're going to billionaire. I'm kind of a broken record when I say that, but it's so true. It's so true. So we're here to help our minority business owners succeed and entrepreneurs. So we love this work.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
So talk to me about how this came to be. You've been around this from the beginning. You've been here as well. So talk to me about how this came to be, where you were starting to focus on Black and Brown businesses and how this summit came to fruition.
Well, I can start and then I'll hand it over to Katherine. So there's we are built on the backs of those who have came before us, right? And so there was some foundation that has already been laid when it came to bringing minority businesses together in Iowa. The TSB, the Targeted Small Business Program, will put on a conference for a few years that were to bring minority businesses together in the form of a summit or an expo. That's great. The North Central, what's now the North Central Minority Supplier Development Council, would do a business expo or a business opportunity exchange. And every few years that would come to Iowa as well. I had a few years taking the framework of what the TSB program had done and had an idea to do like a 6-city tour of showcasing minority businesses. And took it around to different people in the startup community. The feedback was, this is a great idea, but I couldn't get any sponsorship.
Yeah.
I had also ran that idea by a wonderful, wonderful woman named Jackson. When
She's
she
amazing.
was, that's right.
Yes.
I don't even think she was Jackson at that time. Yeah, that's right. But she is also a wonderful business consultant and just a great mentor and friend to me and to all those who come into her presence.
Yes.
And she had gave me a lot of great feedback and helped me with an idea, but it never went anywhere. But we had I had the framework. Years later, I joined a wonderful and very, very powerful DEI committee through the West Des Moines Chamber, and they were and are still very, very active in doing work for minority-owned businesses. There were CEOs, and there are CEOs on that committee, managers, business owners, and after one meeting, after the murder of George Floyd, the chamber was very intent on what can we do to address systematic racism. Not just for Black businesses, but for all minoritized businesses in systems.
Right.
Be it that the chamber deals with business and commerce. Angela suggested that we take that framework. She asked if I still had it. I said, yes, ma'am, I still do. She said the DEI committee is going to take that framework and come together as volunteers to help make this thing happen. We're going to take a vote. And then we'll partner, and the chamber itself will go out and get sponsorships, and the chamber will adopt this framework.
Wow.
And that's how the Athene Black and Brown Business Summit was born. Again, off of the foundation of what was already happening, through the vision of what was already what was needed, and then through the implementation through the power of what had already been cultivated and brought together. So we're going to our 4th year, and that's a bit of that premise.
Yeah. That's great.
So perfectly said, Terrence, so perfectly said. And it's, kind of building that framework to make it happen. You can have the idea in your head, you can see other people doing it, but we have been overwhelmed with the support of our corporate partners and sponsors. It has been, people come out in droves to support this event because they know how important it is and they know the impacts are huge. So we couldn't do it without the support of Athene and Bank of America and Wells Fargo and all the people that are involved. It's just been tremendous. And our team works so hard. Our DEI committee are so passionate. We have 5 subcommittees that are part of the summit because it's such a big behemoth of an event, right? 2 days. We have about 80 speakers, 20 breakout sessions. Like it's a lot. Pitch competition, the list goes on and on everything that happens for those 2 days. But so we've got all these subcommittees and people that are passionate, our volunteers to help make it happen. It's just phenomenal to see them, helping and working on this, and just, it's just incredible. So it takes a village.
Oh, that's great. And I know you've touched on it a little bit, but why the Black and Brown community? And that's part 1. And then part 2, what is the impact that you expect for this to have on Black and Brown business owners?
Yeah, well, I would say first, I think when we talk about the Black and Brown community, and Angela will speak more to this, we all have hues of brown in our skin, right? So it's not just for African Americans. It's not just for Latinos, brothers and sisters, right? Or Southeast Asian, all the different hues. We are all included, right? And so sometimes people don't see themselves, or some different groups say, we want something just for us.
Yeah.
When we talk about uplifting the community, it takes everybody. Like I said, it takes a village. Everyone has different responsibilities in that village. We have some that are allies. We have some that are out creating jobs in different ways. We have some who have already been doing it. We have some that are CEOs who want to support. Some that are CEOs who are new CEOs, and then different industries. But we all need to be uplifted, especially in times where the gaps are very, very obvious. Whether it's the gaps in support, the gaps in access to economic opportunity through contracting, corporate government, and then also people sometimes just don't know. And what I've seen is sometimes whole communities are just not aware, maybe because of the current ecosystem. So by creating an event like this, it allows us to come together, address all the multiple things when it comes to, in this case, again, building wealth. Right? Building a legacy of wealth. It's not enough just to make money on the side. That's good enough, right? But just because you're making money don't mean you have a business that's growing, right? So what can we talk about when it comes to that? What does it mean to build trust? Like literally, irrevocable, revocable trust, right? If you have real estate and you're doing different things, that's not even a part of many people's vernacular when it comes to minoritized communities. So when you put information in front of people, it allows their exposure to be opened, and then they can attach that to their efforts, they can network, and then we can all grow together. So I think that's part of why we want to make sure we are uplifting the Black and Brown community. But I think also the other part is with the West Des Moines community and West Des Moines Chamber specifically, the task is to help businesses, right? To help uplift businesses. The nice part is there's opportunity to grow, and the Chamber is in a great position to help accelerate that growth along with the other partners, the corporations, the city, and so forth as well.
Something new that we're doing this year, we have a welcome party and Minority Business Expo. And this gives our entrepreneurs, our minority business owners a chance to have their products, their services, kind of show off their company, their organization to our 600 plus attendees. And it's going to be marvelous. I'm so excited about that. And then plus we're going to be heavily promoting them, shining a spotlight on what they do, how other people can support them and be part of their growth and such. So I'm so excited about that. But it's all about really supporting them, promoting them, making sure that people understand how they can help. We right now, interesting fact, our pitch competition, we have over 100 folks that have been applying to our pitch competition. February 10th is the deadline, which is more than double from last year. And we ask them, what are the services that you need? What are the services right now that you need the most support with for your business? And overwhelmingly, it was financial support, grants, access to capital. Second was marketing, advertising, understanding social media, how to really leverage those tools, which are changing rapidly. And then workforce, finding talent, top talent for their organization, their business. So those were the three things I thought that was really interesting but it's access to capital. So we have a lot of folks that are sponsoring that are indeed that access to capital pipeline. So we have the right connections that are going to be in that room to help these folks succeed. So I'm so excited. Could talk about it forever.
Well, another thing that I'll add to the point that Katherine made, to your question, why is this important? It didn't exist before. It didn't exist like it does right now before. Again, we are built on the foundation of those that came before us. But the fact that from year one, the energy has been incredible. Every seminar has been great, and the attendance has been incredible. So we're giving the people what they need, but the people are responding. So what does that show? There's a need.
Right.
There's a huge need, and that we're filling in a gap because the market was not supplying that. Right. But when it comes, every year we've done this, it has grown bigger and bigger, and the impact has grown stronger and stronger. And even this you are a fruit of that. I am a fruit of that. Nice. Right. The people you'll be interviewing, whether they were in the pitch competition or attended, they are fruits of that. So we're just building on and adding value where the market says that there's a problem. We're providing a solution.
Yeah.
That's exactly what the chamber does, is we're gap fillers. Said it perfectly. Yeah, we fill gaps and needs in the community where other people may not have the resources or the time or to do that. So that's where our heart is. So
no, that's absolutely great. And so you've talked about growth, and I imagine this has grown tremendously over the 4 years. I believe we said that you've been doing this since 2021. And for a person that, had the vision, you put it down on paper and you kind of just let it sit there for a little bit. What does it mean to you to see how this has really taken shape, how people have come beside you and supported it, and to where it's at today? Just what does that mean to you?
Yeah, I think so. It's a story of, if something is in your heart, you need to go after it. You may not have all the pieces, right? There is power and purpose in partnerships, right? And I think you should make sure you align yourself with others who believe in your vision. The timing may not be off. I may be only able to do so much, but I think for one, when you come into connection with other great people who can take it further, that's cool. I only had one little seed, and someone else saw it and brought it together. And then, of course, the chamber did their thing and brought it together. Then Athene came on, the Bank of America came on to this thing that may have started with my brain, but it wasn't only for me. It was for a purpose that was larger than myself. And I think that's how business works, right? When you have a vision for helping other businesses or manufacturing that thing or making that product, right? You should be doing it to solve a problem and add value to other people. So for me, I'm very happy because through following mentorship and just continuing on my own journey, so many ups and downs, so many things happening. But when you do something, you do it with purpose, there will always be a door that comes open, especially when you do it with people in your heart and a mind to see something come to fruition, certainly that's greater than you, right? But it's not about what one person can do, it's about what we can do together. That's the power of partnerships, right? So you look at even the chamber, you look at Athene being such a great partner who contributed an extra 20-some thousand to the pitch competition last year, right on the spot from their CEO, right? Who has been the sponsor, the facilities, who's provided the facilities and help with the food, and we host it at their location. But then the other partners, Bank of America, over a multi-year commitment, no matter what was happening in the market, they kept their commitment, right? And now you also have Hy-Vee, who has their own opportunity fair. You have Turner Construction. People are, That's impact.
Yeah.
Now, would they have done those things already? Maybe.
Mhm.
But what I like to think is the example of leadership from Katherine,
Mhm.
from the DEI committee, from Bobby Segura, from Angela, and other people aligned with that vision, said, let's go forth. Even
Right.
after things died down, the rhetoric died down
Mhm.
after George Floyd was murdered a couple years later. And even now we have people who are speaking against DEI or even
Mhm.
supplier diversity,
Right.
right? To the people whom it matters to, that doesn't mean anything because we're still moving with purpose and adding value to all hues of ethnic minority business owners.
Mhm.
So that's what it means to me. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than where you start.
Right.
I think any business that has that in mind will always be successful.
Yeah.
I think it's part of that too. Like you said, it's giving those folks an advantage.
Mhm.
We're here to help give them an advantage that they don't have.
Right.
That's the whole purpose
Yeah.
of why we do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's so important.
Yeah.
Now, by the time people see this, I know we will be getting closer to the event.
Uh-huh.
So how can they get involved? If sponsors, is it ever too late to give? If someone wants to sign up, can they, even if they miss sign up date, can they come day of? Tell our viewers how they can be a part of this.
Katherine?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can come day of. That's totally fine. Absolutely, we'd love that. You simply go to our chamber website, chamber wdmchamber.org, and everything will be on our website. You can Google it too. It's Google the Athene Black and Brown Business Summit. It'll pop right up on your Google feed or whatever your preferred search engine is. But yeah, you can get involved as a sponsor, be part of our pitch competition, sit in the audience. We're actually asking a lot of our youth to join us this year. Drake donated 100 free complimentary tickets to youth so that we can inspire them,
Right.
so they can see themselves and they can see their future. So we're so excited about that too, and we're asking a lot of our youth to watch that pitch competition so they can, I want to be like that someday, right? So it's all about that inspiring and that piece too. So yeah, absolutely.
I'll add a little bit to that in that, bring your families, right? I know a great entrepreneur that brought his son who had already started his business, a painting business, and it can continue to thrive and flourish. But, my family will be there, my children, and it's worth it for them to hear about how to build your trust.
Right.
It's worth it for them to hear about financial literacy. We're imparting seeds, right? And there's nothing like being in our space, but what about our babies?
Exactly.
Right? What about our parents? Right? Our parents. It was so great when Damon John came and spoke, and he shouted out Lola, right? Tofik was there with his mom and his dad, because they had some history together in a great way. When he had done a pitch competition, but to be right there in the presence and have that shout, he brought his parents.
Yeah.
His parents were a part of that legacy for the brand he's building, and it's continuing to grow. And he'll be speaking as well.
Okay.
But bring your family, bring your friends. You got partnerships, you want to start a thing, bring them, right? Because how can you grow together if you don't have the same knowledge and you don't have the same energy? So I would say it's a family thing. Yeah. It's a group thing, as the song was said, right? But I think we're doing it differently. We're talking about building wealth, and it's such a blessing to be in position to do this. Get your tickets early.
Yes.
Get your tickets early.
Yes.
Because capacity is only so much.
Exactly.
You don't want to show up on the day of and they say we sold out.
It
right?
could,
yeah.
And we will sell out.
Yes.
It will be a full event. But
I'm always watching online, and
That's right.
thankfully Coco Creative has a live feed, so you can also watch it online in case it does sell out. So
that's great, but y'all gonna want to be there in person.
That's
though.
right.
You gonna want to be there in person. Live feed is great, but you want to be there. Definitely want to be there in person.
Yes.
Well, thank you all for talking to me about this
Dwana.
event. One thing I love to do on this show is to always end on a very positive note. So if there is something that speaks to you that you maybe share with people or you use as your guiding light, would you share that with our audience today? Just whatever, if it's a quote, if it's a scripture, if it's a whatever, but I always like to end the show on a positive note.
Go first.
Well, my motto, and our chamber team knows this, is anything worth doing is worth overdoing. And I'm a big innovator, and I like to take risks. I like to go big because I think that's how you make an impact. So the Athene Black and Brown Business Summit is exactly personification of this saying, because we go big. We're going to have 80 speakers, about 20 breakout sessions. We've given over $100,000 to pitch participants over the last 3 years. So hope to up that ante and help support. So that's kind of my motto. But,
all right, that's great.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. And thank you, Katherine, for just the way you do things and your leadership, because it's incredible. It's incredible. And it shows through this event and other events that the Chamber does. What I would say is put yourself in position to be picked. Position yourself to be picked, right? You want that contract, position yourself to be picked. And as you position yourself, move with purpose, right? You may not do well on that first contract. You may not necessarily be where you want to be right now in your business, but if you position yourself for greatness and you put yourself in position and in the proximity of greatness, it'll happen. It'll happen. I am the personification of that. That's a lot of P's going on right now. But I mean, you look at me, born in the South Side of Chicago. My cousin moved me here while she was in college to Iowa to get a better life, while she was a teenager. Put me in school, kept me the whole time, got me in journalism, got me in video early on. And I just kept going from faith to faith. Now we have, as we're growing, we're working with all kinds of Fortune 500. Fortune 100 and top companies, right through my gift, right? But it's through the help of others and put myself in position that that has been able to come to pass. But you have to believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. When you show up at the Black and Brown Business Summit, you'll meet the right person to lead you to where you need to be. Believe you'll meet the right peer to help you partner and give you the financing that you need. You have to believe. If you don't believe, your awareness won't be open to what the possibilities are. You just won't see it because you haven't even thought enough of yourself to put yourself in position to be picked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I got many of them. And low key, I might be a preacher. But, but I really firmly believe in that. And I believe in that for others. And I want that for others. Any friends, any person I meet, I want the best for them. So I would leave people with that. Put yourself in position to be picked. Pick for that contract, pick for that opportunity, pick for that financing.
Yeah, well, thank you both so much for taking the time to talk to us. And everyone, you do want to check out the Athene Black and Brown Summit. You will not be disappointed. One day I'll share my story about how it changed everything for me in the work that I'm doing. But make sure you take the time. Even if it's one day you can give, if you can't give both days, if it's a few hours, I promise you that it will be something that you won't forget. So thank you both so much for your time today. And we're looking forward to talking to some others who are also involved with the Athene Black and Brown Summit.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you, Dwana.
thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank you so
Terrence.
much.
All right, thank you.